Hey, Parkcrest, Jared Wilkins here. I'm one of the pastors, and this past weekend we had a phenomenal time. I want to encourage you to make sure that you can get here every weekend because we have a great series that's going on. It's called Home Where We Belong. Now, this past week we talked about in our home that we contribute. But what does that mean? We contribute our time, we contribute our treasure, but we also contribute our talents that God has equipped and gifted each and every one of us to have a major impact locally and in his kingdom all around. And so the question is, sometimes people ask, well, hey, how do I contribute well? How do I make my best contribution to the church or to the kingdom or to my neighborhood or to my city or whatever it is? And we talked about a phrase, and it was this: living life in the overlap. The overlap. Now, what is the overlap? The overlap is this: it's when you know your skills, you know your top 3 spiritual gifts, but you also know what God has called you to change and transform in this world. When you know all 3 of those, I like to call that space the overlap. You see, when you live in the overlap, it's a sweet spot that you are moving and grooving and doing what God has called you to do. You are making changes. You are creating spaces where people can come and be known. You are creating spaces and invitations that God can do a fantastic work through you. And so I want to challenge each and every person who is watching this video. If you are a member of Parkcrest and you don't know your skills, or you don't know your top 3 spiritual gifts, or you don't know what your call is, you need to know all 3 of these for this to matter. That we have an environment, a class that is called How I Am Wired, that's going to take place this Sunday, actually in the building that is right behind me in the center. I want to encourage you to go to that class, learn how God has wired you, learn how he has created you, learn how you can make the best contribution that you can to this church, to the city, but most of all to the kingdom. Or hey, I want to invite you to be a part of that. Hey, if you also know someone, invite them. It's going to be this Sunday starting at 3 o'clock. There'll be food, so there's no excuse. You can come with an empty stomach and you can leave with a full stomach, and you'll also leave with a full purpose, knowing how God has equipped you, gifted you, and also the call that he has given to you to create a new space, to create something amazing in your circle of influence. So hey, once again, this is Jared. Cannot wait to see you there.